Okay. Now, basic method by which a letter of credit works that we have already discussed. What is the basic process? How LC works that we have discussed. Now, this LC, letter of credit, is an international document. It's an international method of payment. International method. Now, there is no legal framework for international business. I mean, there is no legal framework. There is no common legal framework.
Common structure.
Because every country is different. Every country has their national laws. Like for example, in cricket, when you play international cricket. Now, how the cricket will be played is not a Indian law, not a Australian law, not Sri Lanka, not Pakistan. It is a cricket board, international board, which has got a guideline or a rule book. You have to follow that rule book and cricket is played according to that. You cannot say that in our Indian law this is the system. Ugly is allowed. Pakistan cannot say that bouncer is not allowed. Everything is allowed because the cricket is played with a not a law, but a rule book. Rule book. Cricket is played based on a rule book. Similarly, this game of letter of credit, this game of payment has to be played by some international rule book. That rule book is called UCP, Uniform Customs and Practices for Documentary Credit, not document collection. Documentary credit. Right? Uniform Customs and Practices for Documentary Credit. It means it is a uniform system or custom means करने का तरीका. Uniform Customs and Practices for Documentary Credit. And it is accepted by all the banks in the world. You remember I told you that it is a Quran of banking. It is a Quran.
Whenever the rule is changed, it's changed for all the other banks.
It is changed for all the banks, but the rules are changed with the version. Like earlier, it was UCP 500. So there was one set of rules. Now if the rules have to be changed, it has to be given a new number. So bank can still follow the earlier one. LC can be opened with the earlier version of Quran or UCP or rule book, whatever you call it. Right? So but you have to mention in the LC that this LC is as per UCP 500
or 6.
If nothing is mentioned, or it is mentioned that it is based on the latest rule book or latest UCP, then it is automatically UCP. Automatically. Right? So it can be 500, it can be 400 also. But nowadays 400 is so old, nobody uses 400. Right? Or 300 or 200. They are very old, ancient books, rule book.
रूल्स किस टाइप के चेंज होते हैं?
5
रूल्स जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया
5 दिन से 7 दिन तक
कि पहले 7 दिन 7 डेज होते थे. 7 डेज का मतलब होता क्या होता था? वर्किंग डेज 2 हफ्ते बन जाते थे, 2 वीक्स. अब 2 हफ्ते से बंदा वेट कर रहा है, मेरी पेमेंट आएगी नहीं आएगी, तो उसकी नींदें हराम हुई हुई हैं, पता नहीं पेमेंट मिलेगी नहीं मिलेगी, मेरे डॉक्यूमेंट सही हैं नहीं है. राइट? तो उन्होंने 7 को 5 डेज कर दिया. क्यों? क्योंकि पहले ज़माने के अंदर ना व्हाट्सएप था, ना ईमेल थी, ना फैक्स था, इस तरह की चीज़ें नहीं थी, ईमेल नहीं थी. आज के ज़माने में तो भैया ऐसे ज़माना है, ऐसे डॉक्यूमेंट बनता है और वैसे स्कैन होता है और खट करके पूरी दुनिया में कहीं भी भेज दो. तो आज के ज़माने में 7 डेज़ की कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. तो समय को देखते हुए उन्होंने UCP 600 में वो जो पीरियड है जिसके अंदर पेमेंट हो, the payment has to be done by the opening bank after receipt of the documents, they have reduced to 5 days. But this is only one example. There are many other changes which has been done. This I will take up later. I will discuss with you in detail. I will take one full lecture on UCP. I will tell you that what all is given in UCP what is the nature of this rule book, and what is 500, what is 600, what are the differences, that I will discuss with you in a separate session. That I will discuss later. But today I just want to tell you that UCP is a kind of rule book which is followed by all the banks. Now, the banks which follow perfectly, everything perfectly, they become the first class bank. The banks who do not follow perfectly, or do not have the capability to understand this completely, they become second class or third class bank. That is how the top banks, 1000 banks list is prepared by ICC, International Chamber of Commerce, which is located in France, Paris, International Chamber of Commerce, who keeps this rule book, Uniform Customs and Practices, and who formulates, who modifies this book. So, modification cannot be made in UCP 500. If modification has to be made in UCP 500, it has to become UCP 600. If any modification is required now, then they will have to create UCP 700 or 800 later on, right? So once a particular version is made, you cannot change, and the changes will come from where? What? It will come from the feedback or from the market, because every bank is a member of ICC. So there are disputes among the banks. छोटे चौधरी और बड़े चौधरी के बीच में डिस्प्यूट हुआ. छोटा चौधरी बोला यार बड़ा चौधरी तो चौधरी वाली बातें नहीं कर रहा है, तो मैं जब भी आता हूँ यार तो पता नहीं क्या बातें करता है, लगता ही नहीं हमारी बिरादरी का है, तो कुछ गड़बड़ है. बड़ा कहता है यार ये छोटा जो है ना बहुत परेशान करता है, इसको खुद तो अकल है नहीं, पढ़ा लिखा भी नहीं है, मेरे से कहता है कि मैं चौधराहट नहीं कर रहा, फिर उसको खुद ही चौधराहट करने नहीं आती. तो आपस में डिस्प्यूट हुआ. अब डिस्प्यूट कौन ठीक करेगा? इसको डिस्प्यूट करेगा आईसीसी ठीक करेगा. $5,000 की मिनिमम फीस है उनकी. आप फीस दो, वो दोनों की बातें सुनेगा, फिर बताएगा जी बड़ा चौधरी सही है या छोटा चौधरी सही है, या दोनों ही गलत है. तो वो जब बताएगा कि किस तरह के डिस्प्यूट आ रहे हैं और किस तरह की चौधराहट में गलतियां आ रही हैं, तब उसको समझ में आएगा कि भैया कुछ ये गड़बड़ तो हर एक बंदे में आ रही है. हर जगह दोनों चौधरी ये बात कर रहे हैं कि ये गड़बड़ है, इसका मतलब हमारे डिजाइन में कुछ कमी है, या हमारा डिजाइन पहले सही था, अब नई जो सिचुएशन बनी है उसके हिसाब से डिजाइन चेंज होना मांगता है, राइट? हाँ, तो वो चेंजेस 5 ईयर 10 ईयर लगता है उनको, कुछ मार्केट में चेंजेस आती हैं.
ये यूसीपी 600 1 जून 2007 से मतलब इफेक्टिव हुआ था.
हाँ,
इन सब इसमें भी चेंजेस आने वाले होंगे 10 साल आने वाले हैं.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. अब वो 10 साल पूरे होने वाले हैं, अब उनको ऐसी फीलिंग आएगी कि यार हमने बहुत लड़ाइयाँ देखी हैं, बहुत डिस्प्यूट देखे हैं यार, उनमें कुछ हद तक तो यार हमारी भी गलती है, हमने जो डिजाइन किया है गलती नहीं है, ये 2007 में बना था उसके हिसाब से ठीक था, बट नाउ दिस यूसीपी हैज टू बी चेंज बिकॉज सम न्यू थिंग हैज कम, न्यू सिस्टम हैज कम, न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी हैज कम, एंड न्यू प्रॉब्लम्स हैज कम बिटवीन द बायर एंड सेलर, एंड न्यू काइंड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स आर बीइंग सोल्ड.
So still it can't be replaced by the new version.
So it has to be a new version.
Sir, but it can't be replaced by the new version.
No replacement.
No.
UCP 600 will remain UCP 600. They will come out with a UCP 700. Now it is up to the bank or the buyer when he goes for the LC. And they can have this thing in contract also between the buyer and seller, that the LC should be 500, 600, or if 700 is available, whether it should be 700.
Whether he can get the money in just 3 to 4 days.
Maybe now the system will be that in 2 days payment has to be made. In today's world, it is possible.
Yes, sir.
Right? Or some other changes. Right? So we will discuss in one of the class the difference between UCP 500 and 600. Then you will understand, what kind of changes has taken place. So that I will discuss separately. Right? So now you have understood the meaning of this rule book.
Yes.
Based on this rule book, everybody is clear that how LC works, what is the meaning of complying presentation, how to check whether a document is right or wrong, everything is given. Whether a certificate of origin is correct or not correct, given. Whether a bill of lading is within the time or not within the time, given. How to check? Everything is given in this rule book. Like for example, in a game of cricket, if somebody is bowling and his action is different, now umpire cannot say that this action is correct or not. He has to see the rule book. He has to understand from the rule book. Now if there is only one case, rule book may not change. But if so many bowlers are now bowling in a different way, next time new version of the rule book will come for cricket also.
And if some dispute occurs, hand umpire.
So like for example, if any player is abusing anybody, like what has happened recently in Australian case, Australia versus India, you know what has happened. So if it is happening very, very frequently, and the rule book does not say anything, you know, about this behavior, because the rule book says cricket is a game of gentlemen, and gentlemen cannot abuse anybody. But now the umpire says, where is the gentleman? I can't see any gentleman in cricket. So rule book has to be changed. So rule book has to write that there can be some people who are not gentlemen. So how to deal with them, right? So maybe rule book has to be changed, right? So similar, it works like this. Now you understood?
Yes, sir.
This point? So this is the meaning of UCP. UCP is Uniform Customs and Practices. UCP is a common reference of this description, Uniform Customs and Practices for Document Delivery. It was first published by International Chamber of Commerce, located in France, in 1933. It started in 1933. Before that, there was no rule book. Like in cricket, do you know the history of cricket? How cricket got created? Cricket, 300-400 years back, cricket was created by the sheep holders, the people in Britain who were the sheep owners. They were taking their sheep to countryside, and sheep were eating grass, and they had nothing to do. There were many other sheep owners who were saying that how to kill time, what to do. So what they did, they created a ball from the sheep wool. They created a ball. So they somehow found this method, and they caught hold of some of the tree branches and put the wickets, made the ball, and they started playing. And they made some kind of bat with the wood, and they started playing, and it became very popular. The sheep are eating, the owners, many owners, they all come together, start playing, no problem. Sheep is also happy, the sheep owners are also happy, they are playing cricket. So it became very, 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 very popular. Then first time in Britain, the cricketing club was made by these people, and it became a sport. And till that time there were no rules. Rules were made very informally by the sheep owners who were playing in the field. Very, very, makeshift arrangement of cricket play, and there was no rule book. But when the club was made, cricket club was made, the rule book was made. So similarly, UCP was created in the year 1933 by International Chamber of Commerce. Before that, there was no common rule book, right? So you can understand that how trade was happening, because trade was happening when British people were ruling over India, British Raj. The goods were being sold between India and Britain and around the world. It was being done under some method of payment, right? Okay?
Yes, sir.
But 1933, this system came by International Chamber of Commerce. The objective of UCP was to create a set of contractual rules that would establish uniformity to conflicting national regulation. Every nation has their own rule. Before this, 1933, when goods were being bought and sold by two countries, there were a lot of fights. My Indian rule is like this. Britain says, we are Britishers, our English law. Who are you? And you know what happened in India? Swaraj Andolan
स्वराज
started by Gandhi ji कि सारे विदेशी गुड्स को जला दो, हम नहीं इस्तेमाल करेंगे. तो इसका मतलब माल आता था ना, तो वो कैसे आता था? ब्रिटिश लॉ से आता था. इंडियन लोगों को कौन पूछ रहा है? जो सामान आता था, तभी तो गांधी जी ने बोला जला दो. जब माल ही यूज नहीं होगा तो आएगा कैसे? हम उनके रूल क्यों फॉलो कर रहे हैं? ब्रिटेन के हमारे रूल फॉलो करो, इंडिया के रूल फॉलो करो, राइट? दैट्स व्हाई गांधी जी सेड जला डालो सब. स्वराज आंदोलन, विदेशी वस्तुएं सारी जला डालो. ना रहेगा बांस, ना बजेगी बांसुरी. जब उनका माल आएगा ही नहीं तो अपने इंग्लिश लॉ को लेके क्या करेंगे? क्योंकि वो तो फोर्स करते थे कि जो भी कुछ होगा इंग्लिश लॉ के हिसाब से होगा. भगत सिंह को ट्रायल किया कोर्ट के अंदर, किस लॉ में किया? इंग्लिश लॉ में. सजाएं मौत दी गई किस लॉ में? इंग्लिश लॉ में. इंडियन लॉ कहां इस्तेमाल हुआ? इंडियन लॉ तो कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. तो जिसकी लाठी उसकी भैंस उस जमाने में. पर 1933 के बाद किसी की लाठी नहीं है, किसी की भैंस नहीं है. भैया बैंक का अपना सिस्टम है, एक रूल बुक है, वो अपना गेम उसी रूल बुक के हिसाब से खेलेंगे. क्लियर? सो इट इज नाउ रिकॉग्नाइज्ड as standard practice by more than 38,000 banks in over 196 countries. In fact, this figure is more now.
208 oh 205
205 countries and many other banks.
3 are not listed in that.
Yes.
Israel, North Korea and Syria.
Yeah, some of the countries may not be there. So, more countries, more banks are part of this UCP system. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So now you are clear about the UCP part,
Yes, sir.
right? So let us stop here.